There are secrets that protect you and secrets that can destroy you. Sometimes, it's not about what people hide from you. It's about what you unknowingly reveal that makes you vulnerable. And in today's hyper-connected world, the smallest detail you share can quietly paint a target on your back. Long before you even realize it. There are secrets that act as armor, shielding you from dangers you can't always see. And then there are the secrets that can get you killed. Not because you were reckless, not because you meant any harm, but simply because you trusted the wrong person at exactly the wrong moment. Here's the hard truth. The most dangerous information isn't what people hide from you. It's what you reveal without even realizing the cost. Throughout history, countless lives have been shattered not by major betrayals, but by a single careless word, a seemingly harmless overshare, a moment when someone felt just a little too comfortable. And now, in the modern age, where eyes are everywhere, online, offline, watching and recording, those little details you casually drop, they can quietly mark you as a target. The terrifying part: most people never even see it coming. In this video, we're breaking down 5 secrets you should never share if you value your safety, your freedom, or even your life. These aren't the obvious dangers you think you already know. These are the quiet traps, the things that slip under your radar, unnoticed. Until it's far too late. So whatever you do, don't click away, don't skip ahead, because any 1 minute you miss here might be the exact minute that saves you from becoming someone's easy prey. And hey, if you care about protecting yourself and the people you love, hit that subscribe button right now. Stay sharp, stay safe, let's get into it. Secret number 1. Do not share your personal financial information. Think about the last time you saw someone proudly post a photo, standing in front of their brand new house, beaming with joy, house keys dangling between their fingers, caption something like, "Finally a homeowner." It seems harmless, right? After all, we're taught to celebrate our milestones. We're encouraged to share the best moments of our lives, and social media has trained us to seek validation through likes, comments, heart emojis, and applause from virtual strangers. But here's the part no one ever warns you about. That innocent post just gave away far more than you intended. In one photo, you revealed where you live, your financial status, and the fact that you've recently acquired something valuable. You didn't just share a life update. You handed out a detailed map to your vulnerability. Let me tell you about someone I know, Rachel. A few years ago, Rachel finally achieved a huge milestone. She bought her first home. Single woman, early 30s, working tirelessly for years to make it happen. And she had every right to feel proud. Naturally, she shared a few celebratory photos online. A picture of her smiling, house keys proudly dangling from her fingers, a snapshot of the cute welcome mat she just bought, a shot of the front porch where, if you looked closely enough, you could just make out part of her street number. Nothing flashy, nothing dramatic, just pure, innocent joy. But within 2 months, Rachel experienced 2 attempted break-ins, one while she was away on a weekend trip, and another while she was at work. Rachel didn't live in a rough neighborhood. She didn't show off a lavish lifestyle. But without realizing it, she had marked herself as someone with something valuable, and maybe someone without enough security to protect it. That's the hidden danger of sharing financial information. It's not just about what you say, it's about what you signal. Maybe it's a post celebrating your brand new car, a casual conversation where you mention your recent bonus, or even telling someone you finally paid off all your debts. All of these little breadcrumbs can lead exactly the wrong person straight to you. We like to believe we're just sharing good news, celebrating our wins with friends and family. But often, What we're actually doing is broadcasting opportunity, not to our friends, but to opportunists. Here's a truth that might make you a little uncomfortable. People are always watching, not everyone. Not all the time, but enough people that it matters. And it's not just faceless hackers lurking online. It's the coworker you barely know, the friend of a friend you met once at a dinner party, the random acquaintance who noticed your new designer shoes or the watch on your wrist and quietly started piecing together your lifestyle story. We often imagine danger looks like a shadowy figure lurking in a dark alley. But more often, it's a friendly face smiling at you while silently calculating your worth. And here's the part that hits hardest. Criminals don't usually target billionaires. Why would they? The ultra-wealthy have layers of protection, private security, top-of-the-line alarm systems, surveillance everywhere, and powerful legal teams on standby. They're a hassle. A massive risk, not worth it. But you're accessible. You have just enough to make it worth the gamble. Maybe you post real-time vacation photos while you're still out of town. Share stories about the big promotion or salary raise you just landed. Celebrate milestones with public posts full of personal details. And all of it makes you look like an easy, low-risk, high-reward target. In the last part, we talked about how seemingly harmless moments like sharing a photo or celebrating success can unintentionally make you a target. Now, let's dive deeper into the psychology behind unintentional bragging and why guarding your personal information might be the strongest armor you have. You show off your new tech. You proudly share photos of your gorgeous home renovation. You flash your latest luxury purchase on social media, without even realizing that every single brag leaves a breadcrumb behind. The psychological trap is dangerously simple. We believe the world is cheering for us. And sure, many people are. But not everyone. Hidden among the congratulations, comments, and the flood of heart emojis are people who don't feel inspired by your success. They feel entitled to it. They believe they deserve what you have, and worse, they don't care what they have to do to take it. That's where Stoicism becomes a powerful shield, a philosophy rooted in quiet strength, inner stability, and intentional discretion. The Stoics didn't flaunt their achievements, not because they weren't proud, but because they understood a deeper truth. Pride doesn't need an audience. They believe true peace comes from mastering your desires, your actions, and your craving for external validation. When you embrace Stoic thinking, you stop feeling the need to overshare. You start asking yourself, why do I feel the urge to post this? Is this for connection or just for validation? Am I expressing myself for feeding my ego? You gain clarity. You begin to value your privacy the way a soldier values his armor, not as a hiding place, but as a crucial line of defense. So, what's the solution? It's simple in theory, but not always easy to live by. You need to become more intentional about what you share and why you're sharing it. You don't have to lie. You don't have to live in constant fear, but you do need to be smart. When someone casually asks how much you make, smile and deflect gracefully. Enough to get by. I'm comfortable. Then change the subject. When you land a big win at work, celebrate quietly with people you trust deeply. When you make a major purchase, pause before posting about it, and maybe don't post it at all. You don't owe anyone a play-by-play of your life's victories. The less people know about your financial world, the safer you are, not just from criminals, but from envy, manipulation, and even unexpected legal complications. Treat your financial details like your bank PIN. Share it with absolutely no one unless absolutely necessary. And even then, pause and ask yourself, Why? Oversharing may feel harmless in the moment. It feels natural, casual, even fun. But once information is out there, you no longer control how it's used or who uses it. Privacy is power, silence is safety, and discretion, that's your shield. Use it wisely and deliberately. Secret number 2, never disclose your location or travel schedule in real time. Have you ever felt that sudden jolt of fear, that moment when you realize someone knows exactly where you are, and they absolutely shouldn't? It's a chill that grabs your spine and doesn't let go. In today's culture of constant oversharing, most people don't even recognize the dangers they are casually inviting into their own lives. We post from airports. We check into coffee shops. We tag locations at restaurants and concerts, all in real time. It feels innocent, like sharing joyful moments with friends. But what you're really doing is broadcasting your most valuable possession, your physical whereabouts. And in the wrong hands, that information becomes a weapon. Let me share a real story with you about someone I knew named Maya. Maya was newly engaged, full of life, and loved documenting her adventures on Instagram. One weekend, her fiancé surprised her with a trip to Lake Tahoe. Naturally, Maya shared it all. The moment they hit the road, scenic snapshots from their cozy cabin. Day 2, a picture of them laughing while snowshoeing in the forest, with the caption, "No cell signal, no problems." But there was a problem. Someone Maya had cut out of her life, a man from her past after an uncomfortable encounter months earlier, had been quietly watching her feed. He saw the entire trip unfold in real time. He knew exactly where she was. And, more dangerously, he knew exactly where she wasn't, at home. While Maya was wrapped up in snow and laughter, her apartment back in Sacramento was broken into. The intruder didn't just take valuables. He went through her closet, her drawers, leaving no signs of forced entry. It wasn't about what he stole. It was about something far more chilling: control, access, intimacy without her consent. That's what made it so terrifying. And this is the part that most people miss. Not all threats are about money. Some are about obsession, control, revenge. And every time you overshare your location, you're handing a roadmap directly to people with those motives. This isn't paranoia. It's preparation. It's self-defense. It's survival. In the last part, we explored the dangers of sharing your location and travel plans, how you might unknowingly hand predators a map straight to your life. Now, let's dive deeper into why this habit of oversharing becomes even more dangerous over time, and how shifting your mindset can protect you in ways no alarm system ever could. This is about pattern recognition, seeing the dangerous habits we've normalized without even realizing it. We've grown so used to broadcasting where we are, what we're doing, and when we'll be away from home, all while assuming that only our friends are watching. But the harsh truth is, anyone could be paying attention. Social media doesn't vet your followers. It doesn't filter out bad intentions. That guy you met once at a party, the coworker you haven't spoken to in 5 years, the anonymous account that just liked your last 10 posts. Any one of them could be quietly studying your routines. And the research backs it up. Over 78% of modern burglars admit to using social media to choose their targets. They don't have to guess if you're home. You've already told them. But theft isn't the only danger. It gets even deeper when you share your daily habits. Think about it. That 6 a.m. morning run you post about, that Wednesday night yoga class, those peaceful late night walks through empty streets. These routines form a pattern. And if someone wants to find you, they don't need to ask questions. They just need to quietly watch. Let's pause for a second and talk about psychology. Why do we feel this urge to post where we are in real time? A lot of it comes down to validation. We crave feeling connected, being noticed, showing the world we're living a full, vibrant life. But that craving for connection, when unchecked, becomes a serious liability. Stoic philosophy offers a different path. Value what you can control. Let go of what you cannot. Your safety, that's something you can absolutely control, but only if you stop offering your movements for public consumption. The Stoics taught inner strength over public recognition, silent resilience over public applause. They trained themselves to find joy in experiences without needing to broadcast them. And today, that mindset is more essential than ever. When you live with a Stoic heart, you realize that not everything meaningful needs to be shared in the moment. You learn to delay gratification. You learn to protect your peace. You understand that your safety, your privacy, your personal power are worth far more than a few fleeting likes or emoji reactions. You start asking, what do I really gain by posting this right now? Who am I trusting with this information? What's the cost if the wrong person sees this? That kind of inner questioning, that sharpened self-awareness, is more powerful than any lock, alarm, or security camera. But protecting your location is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll uncover another seemingly harmless secret that people give away every day, and how it can quietly dismantle your safety from the inside out. Stick around, what's coming next could change the way you live your life forever. Now, let's get into exactly what you need to do to build your own fortress in today's hyper-connected world. It makes you less predictable. It makes you less exposed. And it makes you far harder to manipulate. So here's what you need to do. Shift the timing. Post your travel photos after you've already returned home. Share that trendy new restaurant after you've left. Discuss your daily routines only with people you deeply know and completely trust. And above all else, do not tag your location in real time. Most importantly, stop believing that caution equals fear. It does in single quotes caution equals awareness. It means seeing the world as it really is, not as you wish it to be. We live in a time where even pure joy, vacations, celebrations, milestones, can turn you into a target if shared recklessly. But when you guard your location, when you protect your movements intentionally, you take back control. You turn your life from an open invitation into something sacred, something fiercely defended. Because the most dangerous people, they don't need to force their way in. They just wait for you to open the door. And when you make your location public, you're leaving that door wide open. Privacy today isn't just secrecy. Privacy is survival. Privacy is the modern-day fortress. And the strongest walls, they aren't built with fear. They are built with intention. Be quiet. Be careful. Be stoic. If you found these insights valuable, drop a simple yes in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts, because your awareness, your experiences, they truly matter. Secret number 3. Never disclose information about your personal security systems. Let's keep moving forward, because the walls may have ears, and today, those ears often belong to people who have no business knowing anything about your life. In a hyper-connected world, where our instincts have been rewired by likes, comments, and fleeting attention, even the most innocent detail can become a crack in your armor, and one of the most dangerous things people casually reveal, often without realizing it, their home security, or worse, their lack of it. It often starts innocently. A brand new security system installed, motion sensors and smart locks fitted, surveillance cameras finally set up. Feeling proud and responsible, they snap a quick selfie, smiling next to the new security keypad, captioned, "Finally upgrading the house." Seems responsible, right? But in reality, they've just published a detailed blueprint of their home's defenses right into the hands of anyone paying attention for the wrong reasons. They've unknowingly turned their strongest protection into a public challenge for anyone looking for a way in. What was meant to discourage danger can actually invite it, because now the wrong people know exactly what type of system you have, what level of security they'd need to disable, and, most importantly, how valuable the contents inside must be to justify that level of protection. Now, flip the scenario. Some people swing to the opposite extreme. They downplay their setup altogether. They'll say at a dinner party or in a neighborhood group chat, "Nothing to steal here. Never even needed a security system." It might sound modest, unassuming, even humble, but what it really signals, it paints a big, bright target, because criminals, just like water, follow the path of least resistance. They're not looking for a battle. They're looking for an open door. And when you announce to the world that you don't have an alarm, that you don't have a dog, that you don't even have a neighbor keeping an eye out, that's not a harmless joke. That's an open invitation. Let me tell you a real story about someone I knew from college. Let's call him Greg. A few years ago, Greg moved into a new home with his wife and young daughter. Being a tech enthusiast, he invested in a top-tier safe for storing some cash and precious family heirlooms, including a vintage watch that once belonged to his grandfather. Naturally, Greg was proud of it. He casually mentioned it during a conversation in a home renovation Facebook group. He even shared the brand of the safe, the biometric lock feature, and joked about the placement, tucked in the closet behind my suits like something out of a Bond movie. It wasn't bragging, it was excitement. Harmless, right? But just a few weeks later, Greg's home was broken into while they were away. And get this, the TV, untouched. The laptop, untouched. Other valuables, completely ignored. Only the safe was taken. It doesn't take a master criminal to figure out what happened. Greg, without realizing it, gave someone a roadmap straight to the prize. And that's just one example of how innocent sharing can open doors you never meant to unlock. In the next part, we'll uncover another critical secret you should never give away, one that could quietly endanger your entire family without you even realizing it. Stay tuned, because what you learn next could change how you protect the people you love most. In the last part, we saw Greg's painful example, how a single careless moment of oversharing turned him into a target. Now, let's look even deeper at how our everyday habits, the ones we think are harmless, might actually be opening doors we never intended to open. It doesn't take much. Just someone patient enough to watch, to listen, and to act. And that's the chilling truth most people miss. Not all criminals are impulsive. Some are strategic, patient, highly observant. They study your behavior. They learn your routines. And, most dangerously, they pay close attention to the information you casually, willingly give away, both online and in person. Greg's mistake wasn't buying a safe. It wasn't protecting his valuables. His mistake was talking about it in a space where strangers could listen. And we all do this more often than we realize. We take casual house tour on social media, proudly showing off our new kitchen, casually mentioning that the bedrooms are tucked way in the back, far from the street. We laugh with coworkers about storing grandma's jewelry in the nightstand, hiding a gun safely under the bed. It feels normal. It feels relatable. It feels like bonding. But what we're really doing, we're handing out a detailed playbook, a blueprint for someone looking for a way in. Psychologically, it comes from something very human, a deep desire for acknowledgement. We want to feel seen, validated, like we're doing things right. We convince ourselves that if we've taken some security steps, we are automatically safe. But here's the hard truth. Real safety isn't performative. It's private. Stoic philosophy teaches this lesson again and again. Epictetus once said, "Be silent for the most part, or if you speak, say only what is necessary and in few words." And that advice, it's not just about casual conversations. It's about control, discernment, holding back what doesn't need to be given away. To live stoically is to understand that validation, praise, envy, even curiosity are not measures of success or security. Talking about your security systems, your valuables, your weapons doesn't make you look smarter or more accomplished. It makes you look vulnerable. The Stoics believed true strength is silent. Real power lies in what you don't reveal. A fortress isn't powerful because everyone can see its defenses. It's powerful because no one can figure them out. So, how do you talk about your home without putting yourself at risk? Simple. You don't unless absolutely necessary. And if you must, keep it vague. "I'm covered" is all you need to say. If someone asks about your valuables, steer the conversation away or keep your answers general. When talking about home renovations, share the feeling of the outcome, not the layout, not the floor plan. Learn to separate what feels good to share from what's actually smart to share. Because once the wrong person knows what you have, how you protect it, and where it's kept, you no longer hold the upper hand. You've handed it over. And in today's hyper-connected world, where information spreads faster than consequences ever could, that handover can be devastating. Your home should be your sanctuary. It should feel like a fortress, not a stage. Keep your defenses silent. Keep your possessions sacred. Speak less than you feel tempted to. Guard your privacy like it's the lock on your front door, because in many ways, it is. Secret number 4, never share personal or family weaknesses. When most people think about personal safety, they immediately picture alarm systems, locked doors, street smarts, maybe carrying a self-defense tool. But there's another kind of threat, far more insidious. It's not physical, it's psychological. And it begins the moment you overshare your personal vulnerabilities. This danger doesn't come charging at you with a weapon. It sneaks in disguised as understanding, as curiosity, as connection. And by the time you realize what you've revealed, the damage is already done. The risk isn't theoretical. It's real. It happens quietly every single day. Let me tell you about Jordan, a soft-spoken man in his mid-50s. Jordan had recently completed chemotherapy. Wanting to inspire others and build a sense of support, he openly shared his experience in his local community group. People applauded his courage. They called him brave, strong, and inspiration. But hidden among those clapping hands were eyes that didn't see hope. They saw opportunity. Jordan lived alone. He was exhausted most days, and eventually, someone used that knowledge against him. One night, while Jordan slept, sedated from painkillers, someone broke into his home. He never saw who did it. They didn't need to confront him. They didn't need to threaten him. They already knew he wasn't going to be a threat. And that's the brutal truth most people don't want to face. Sometimes, it's not what you have that puts you at risk. It's what you reveal about your own vulnerabilities. In the last part, we uncovered the dangers of revealing personal vulnerabilities. Now, let's go even deeper. How sharing too much about your health, emotions, or family can quietly hand the keys to your safety over to the wrong people. When you reveal specific details about your health struggles, your past traumas, your emotional wounds, or your deepest fears. You're handing people a blueprint for exactly how to hurt you. And here's the uncomfortable truth: not everyone who listens is there to help. The desire to open up is deeply human. We all long to feel understood, to connect, to be seen for who we really are. Vulnerability can be beautiful when shared in the right space, with the right people. But here's the danger. Most of us have been conditioned to overshare, to expose our most sensitive truths in public arenas that were never meant to hold that kind of weight. Maybe it's a Facebook comment, a casual story at a social gathering, a confessional TikTok video. Far too often, we are revealing intimate life details that should have remained protected. And when those details land in the wrong hands, they don't just inform, they invite exploitation. Picture it like this: manipulators and predators are opportunists. They study weakness, not always with immediate malice, but with cold, calculated intent. Someone who knows you fear confrontation, they'll test your boundaries quietly. Someone who knows you live alone and struggle with mobility, they see easy access. Someone who knows about your abusive ex, your deepest phobias, your lingering guilt. Now they have a customized playbook just for you. And the damage they inflict, it isn't random. It's precision-targeted destruction. Even when we think we're protecting others, our oversharing can sometimes put them in danger too. Like when we reveal too much about an elderly parent living alone, mention a child's after-school routine, talk about a sibling with a disability who stays home during the day. These aren't just harmless family details. They are vulnerability maps. And without even realizing it, you might be putting the people you love at risk. The Stoics, of course, had a wiser way to handle this. They weren't cold. They weren't unfeeling. They were deliberate. As Creepus once said, "The wise man will speak correctly and with restraint. He will confess not to everyone, but only to those who are suited to hear it." In the last part, we explored how revealing personal vulnerabilities can make us easy targets. Now, let's dig even deeper. Why guarding what you share isn't about fear, but about powerful, intentional wisdom. Real power, as the Stoics taught, lies in sharing important truths only with those who are suited to hear them. Stoic philosophy consistently urges us to be measured, to be intentional, to be careful with what we reveal, not out of fear, but out of awareness. They understood a simple but profound truth: some things are meant to be processed quietly, internally, or with a small, trusted circle, not with the entire world. Living stoically doesn't mean being silent or shutting yourself off from human connection. It doesn't mean isolation. It means understanding that not all truths belong in public spaces. It means recognizing that protecting yourself isn't shameful, it's wisdom. And it's realizing that your vulnerability is precious, and in the wrong hands, it becomes a weapon. If you've gone through trauma, if you live with health challenges, if you're healing emotionally from loss, choose wisely who you tell and how you tell them. Use private conversations. Seek support from professionals. Lean on people who have proven they are worthy of your trust. In public, keep things general. You don't owe strangers your story. You don't have to explain your struggles to people who haven't earned your vulnerability. And when you feel the urge to share something deeply personal, pause and ask yourself, why do I want to share this? Am I seeking true connection or just to be seen? Because often, what we really crave is for someone to say, "I understand." But that brief validation isn't worth handing over the keys to your safety. You can heal without broadcasting. You can connect without exposing. You can be strong without putting yourself on display. Think about your own life for a moment. Have you ever shared something personal only to regret it later? Has anyone ever used your openness against you? If you feel comfortable, share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might help someone else realize what's truly at risk. Because in the end, your safety isn't just about physical strength, it's about what you wisely choose not to reveal. Sometimes, your strongest armor isn't your strength. It's your silence. Secret number 5. Never share information that could be used for identity theft. Think about it. That throwback post about your childhood dog. That casual comment mentioning your mom's maiden name during a genealogy chat. That funny story where you joked about the old street you grew up on. All of it seems innocent, even charming. But in the hands of someone with the wrong intentions, those tiny pieces become fragments of a map that leads straight to your identity, and ultimately, to your vulnerability. Imagine every single piece of personal information you share online as a single puzzle piece, on its own, harmless. But when a determined person collects enough fragments across your posts, your tags, your comments, your public profiles, they start to assemble something far more dangerous. Not a story about who you are, but a profile that can be used to impersonate you, hack you, scam you, or even destroy your life. And here's the part that stings the most. Most of this information, you gave it away freely, not because you were reckless, but because society taught us sharing equals connection. Openness equals authenticity. But the hard truth, it doesn't. Not always. Not in this world. Let me tell you about Melissa. Melissa was an upbeat, savvy young teacher. She loved participating in those About Me quizzes on Instagram stories. Favorite band? Pearl Jam. First pet's name? Lucky. Hometown? Dayton, Ohio. She even did a nostalgic post about her first car, a silver Toyota Corolla, and shared a graduation photo, clearly labeled with the name of her high school. It all felt lighthearted, fun, harmless. What Melissa didn't realize was that she had just publicly answered almost every standard security question used to protect her email, her banking app, her online shopping accounts. It didn't take long. Her inbox was suddenly flooded. Security alerts, password reset requests, suspicious login attempts. Bank cards flagged, social accounts locked. It took weeks and a professional cybersecurity expert just to begin untangling the chaos. But what hurt Melissa most? It wasn't just the hassle. It was the realization she hadn't handed her security over to a hacker. She had handed it to the world, one cheerful post at a time. In the last part, we saw how Melissa unknowingly made herself a target simply by sharing innocent personal details. Now, let's dive even deeper into how harmless behaviors can make modern identity theft easier than ever. This is how modern identity theft really works. Forget the Hollywood stereotype, the hacker in a hoodie typing away in a dark basement. It's not always brute force. More often, it's someone quietly collecting breadcrumbs over time. They don't have to break in. You left the door open, and they simply walked through. The scariest part, when those tiny pieces of information are combined, the threat multiplies. Think about it. Your birth month casually mentioned in a Facebook comment. Your high school mascot in an old yearbook photo. A joke about being class of 2007. A tagged photo of your brother, your shared last name now public. Each piece by itself seems harmless, insignificant, but stitched together, it paints a frighteningly clear picture. Your age, your birthplace, your family network, and often enough details to reconstruct partial social security numbers, realistic phishing attacks. And once they know where you bank or which apps you use, they don't need to guess anymore. They replicate your banking platform's alerts. They mimic your favorite shopping apps. They bait you. And because it looks familiar, you click without hesitation. That's when the trap snaps shut. This is exactly where a Stoic mindset becomes not just useful, but essential. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." That clarity of action. It applies perfectly to your digital life, too. Stoicism is about self-discipline, controlling what you can, letting go of what you cannot. And here's the truth. You can control what you share. You can choose silence over impulse, pause before posting, and ask yourself, who benefits from this information? Who could exploit this? Would I still share this if a stranger with bad intentions could see it? Living by Stoic values means treating your personal data the same way you would treat your physical body, with respect, with boundaries, and with full awareness that exposure carries consequences. It means understanding you don't owe anyone your full story, especially not the anonymous, ever watching eyes of the internet. You can live a full, meaningful life without laying yourself bare. You can form real connections without handing out a blueprint to your identity. In the last part, we talked about how even the smallest pieces of information can be used to reconstruct a dangerous digital version of you. Now, let's get straight to the solution. Not living in fear, but living with precision and intention. The solution isn't to be paranoid. It's not about hiding from the world. It's about precision, being deliberate, being careful about what you reveal and what you protect. Here's how you start. Use false answers for your security questions, answers only you would know. Never post about the apps, banks, or platforms you use for finances or shopping. Regularly audit your digital footprint. Go through your old posts. Delete what no longer needs to live online. Tighten your privacy settings. Make it incredibly difficult for strangers to piece together a version of your life you never intended to share. Think about it. You lock your front door without thinking twice. Your online life deserves the exact same vigilance. Melissa didn't get hacked because she was careless. She got hacked because she trusted a system that rewards oversharing and punishes caution. But the good news is, you can break that system. You can choose to stay silent when it matters most. You can protect the little details, the ones that seem harmless until they're not. Now, let's talk about you. Have you ever shared something online that, in hindsight, felt a little too revealing? Have you ever caught yourself answering one of those innocent quizzes and then realized what it was really asking for? If you have, drop your story or your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience could be the wake-up call someone else desperately needs. And if this message resonates with you, don't stop here. There's even more you need to know. Click on the suggested video showing on your screen right now. It's packed with practical strategies that build on everything we've talked about. Because in today's world, where information is power, the smartest thing you can do is protect what you know and guard the rest fiercely. That's not fear. That's survival. That's Stoicism in action. If you've made it this far, then you already know. You're not just watching a video. You're waking up. These 5 secrets aren't random tips. They are your personal firewall in a world that's constantly watching, listening, and waiting for you to make a mistake. You don't need to live in fear, but you do need to live smart. Protecting your life starts with protecting your information. So here's your next move. Hit that subscribe button. Stay close. Stay sharp. I'll keep revealing what others overlook. And if this video opened your eyes, share it. Someone you care about might need this information more than you even realize. Because your safety is ultimately your responsibility, but you are not alone. Let's keep building your defense together.